Welcome in. I'm so glad that you're here. It's Main Street Today time, and I know I'm going to of the day, and that is the weather. Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, we are in for some bad weather today. If you're in the southwestern counties of Tennessee, you are under a high risk for severe weather and a moderate risk for us here in Middle Tennessee. Some of the counties for a high tornado risk are Lawrence, Wayne, Giles, and Lincoln counties. There are large tornadoes possible, so have your cell phones charged and know your safety plan. Get low. As my friend Danielle Breezy at Channel 2 says, there is a full list of all the school closures. There's a lot of schools that are taking precautions and sending kids home early today. Go to the WKRN weather app and the WKRN news app to find out all of the schools that are involved. Again today, flash flood warnings. The rain has already started, so do be careful. If you're driving and you have to be there, make sure that you have your weather warnings intact and make sure that you know your safety plan if you will be driving home this afternoon. The highest threat will be this afternoon. So, Middle Tennessee, Southern Kentucky, know your weather and know it's severe and be prepared. There are changes constantly. As far as I know, that Davidson County is going to keep the kids in school, but they're canceling all the after-school activities. But just check with your local, your local weather app to make sure that you have the information. If you have kids or grandkids in school or someone that you're responsible for picking up after school, make sure you know what's going on, and do be careful if you're on the roads going home from work today. Yesterday, media are very, very adamant about remembering those that we have lost. We maintain, Dave Gould, who started this organization with 12 newspapers around Middle Tennessee, has been very adamant. We will not charge for obituaries. That is the one time we want to remember people and to make families feel loved at a time that is the most difficult. Well, yesterday I saw a story of the passing of a friend of mine who I had just seen. And story because part of the music went with her. The last time I saw Connie Bradley, we were part of an event for Rock the Cradle, helping the NICU for a local hospital. It was an amazing event because Connie was involved. I was a writer at ASCAP, and Connie made every writer, every songwriter feel like they were the heartbeat of this town. She is the one who created the idea that it was Songwriter City. Brian Mansfield, an incredible music journalist here in town, said there was a time when women ran the song business in this song town. Joe Walker Metter of the CMA, Frances Preston of BMI, Maggie Cavender at NSAI, Diane Petty at CSAC, Donna Hilley at Sony ATV, and Connie Bradley at ASCAP. With Connie's passing, they are all gone. It is literally the end of an era. In my heart, Nashville is just a little less pretty without Connie Bradley in it. She brought the beautiful to everything she touched. Connie Bradley, we will miss you, miss you, miss you desperately. Well, it's hard to talk about losing a friend, isn't it? And we've lost so many in the past year. Tom Long, who worked with her at ASCAP, posted on Facebook that he spoke with her on Monday and they had a 30-minute conversation. How beautiful to be, to have that memory that you got to talk with someone. And knowing Connie, they probably laughed a lot too. Well, there's always a very close connection. Our families and music, and Nashville is just a little big town. So this next story connects with the last one. Connie Bradley and Donna Hilley were part of the force of the Regal Ladies of Music Row. And Donna Hilley's grandson had a number one song. His name is Mitchell Tenpenny, and a number one song this past year called Drunk Me. It was written by Justin Wilson, who is a guest this Saturday at Backstage Nashville.
I was very blessed to be a part of this. I hope y'all like it. Some people don't know when to quit. That's why they quit. Some need to hit the bottom, know they got a problem, can't handle it. It ain't why I started cleaning up my life. Wish it was, but ooh, that would be a lie. I've been sober, 'cause there ain't no hangover like you. Oh, no, no. Can you come over? Always find those words at the bottom of 100 proof. Girl, every time you do, I just end up head all messed up like the sheets where we made love. I've been sober since you broke my heart in two. 'Cause drunk me can't get over you. No, no. All the bottles sitting up on the shelf are just salt on the ones. One sipping, I'm picking up the phone, trying not to go home without you. That ain't nothing but a whole lot of pain. And that kind of hurt, ooh, hurts. It ain't worth another drink. Girl, I've been sober, 'cause there ain't no hangover like you. Girl, no, no, no. Can you come over? I always find those words at the bottom of 100 proof. Yeah. Every time you do, I just end up head all messed up like the sheets where we made love. I've been sober since you broke my heart in two. 'Cause drunk me can't get over you. No. Oh. Yeah. I've been sober, 'cause there ain't no hangover like you. Girl, no, no, no. Can you come over? Always find those words at the bottom of 100 proof. Yeah, every time you do, I just end up head all messed up like the sheets where we made love. I've been sober since you broke my heart in two. I've been sober since you broke my heart in two. I've been sober since you broke my heart in two. 'Cause drunk me can't get over you. No, no.
What a show it will be. Saturday, 12:30 at 3rd and Lindsley. That is BackstageNashville.net to get your tickets and also see Greg Barnhill. It's going to be dueling voices. I'm going to tell you some of the greatest singers ever. Greg Barnhill and Justin Wilson, a band that you might not know. They're just the Discovery Artist. Their name, Tiger Lily. 3rdandlindsley.com is how you can find out information about the venue, but get your tickets at BackstageNashville.net. We're going to be doing a debut in just a few minutes with this gentleman. We're going to meet him very, very shortly. Just going to do a little teaser right there. But first, we're going to talk about food because you cannot be in Nashville and not talk about food. And some big news came down with one of my favorite places. If you have not had a burger at ML Rose, you ain't. ML Rose has become a well-known Nashville brand. It was started by Austin Ray, a 23-year-old who moved after his degree in hospitality from Boston University to create ML Rose. He has a story behind this, and it's expanding even as we speak. But let's go back to the very beginning.
Hey Nashville, it's Austin Ray from the Melrose. Today, I'd like to share with you a pretty exciting announcement. But first, I want to tell you a little of the Melrose story. What was here before the Melrose? Well, there was the chute, among other things. But there was also a growing and changing neighborhood that didn't have a great gathering place. And it happened to be my neighborhood. So, I set out with the intention of opening a bar with three things. Great food, great beer, and I really wanted to align this place with the craft beer movement and a great atmosphere. It didn't take us long to figure out that a lot of you guys were looking for the exact same bar. So, thanks to you, in the past 3 years, we've grown so much inside our four walls and in the Melrose neighborhood that we've decided to open another location in another neighborhood that needs a great gathering place. So since the Melrose name ties us to the Melrose neighborhood, we can't really grow with it. Our announcement today is that our new name is ML Rose Craft Beer and Burgers. Now we're pretty excited about this. It's a pretty big announcement for us, but I'm here to tell you what's not changing is really anything else. Same great food, same great beer, same great atmosphere, and most importantly, the same great people you've come to love interacting with in the past 3 years. We look forward to celebrating this with you, and I think I'm going to celebrate right now with a beer. Cheers.
The star of the show, other than craft beer at ML Rose, is the burger. It is thick. It is juicy. It is the first place I ever had a burger with a fried egg on it. And odd as it seemed to me at the time, now it is standard fare. And also try the Nash Vegas. It's awesome. Let me tell you a little bit about Austin Ray. He came to Nashville at age 23 after he graduated from Boston University with a degree in hospitality. His brands at his company include the Sutler, Melrose Billiard Parlor, Von Elrod's over by the Nashville Sound Stadium, and Rambler Cocktail Bar. But ML Rose, that started as a food truck, is expanding. His big news is that he's coming to a new community in Middle Tennessee. He's been doing his research, and he really has fallen in love with Mount Juliet. So, coming this summer to Mount Juliet, a new neighborhood place for wonderful food and great camaraderie. ML Rose. Find out more at mlrose.com. Also, do yourself a favor and find out more about the president and founder of A. Ray Hospitality, Austin Ray, at arayhospitality.com. What an interesting guy. He has been a mentor from Big Brothers and Big Sisters since 2008, and he also donates to the Martha O'Brien Center. A good guy with a great restaurant. Well, Mount Juliet has a great newspaper as part of our Main Street family, and it is called the Wilson Post. If you are part of the Mount Juliet family, you know it well, but you might not know about our new digital paper that covers the entire region of Middle Tennessee. Did you know that Main Street Nashville is live? With the Main Street Nashville e-edition, you can read online in its true printed format from anywhere in the whole world. It's all packaged in an easy-to-use digital format that puts you back in control. Main Street Nashville is a simple new way to interact with and consume news. Access the full e-edition of Main Street Nashville on your computer, tablet, or smartphone, and read whenever and wherever you want. All you have to do is subscribe by visiting mainstreetnash.com and clicking the subscribe button in the upper right-hand corner. It's so easy. And we have a new free app. Just go to wherever you get your apps in the download stores and Get Your app is up and running and it makes things easy. And I think it's really cool too. There are some people that have joined on and they've become part of our subscriber list because they either have moved away from Nashville or they have kids that have moved away from Nashville. And one subscription covers your entire family. So take a look at what we're doing with MainStreetNash.com. Well, Easter is coming up. And the Gospel Music Association is here in Nashville, just like the Country Music Association is. And they have big plans joining with TBN for one, and that is to celebrate Easter together musically. April 1st, on a Thursday night at 8 o'clock Central Time, the Gospel Music Association presents Because He Lives, an Easter celebration. It will be broadcast on TBN with all sorts of great stars that are all facets of gospel music, like Amy Grant, Anthony Brown and Group Therapy, CeCe Winans, Ellie Holcomb, Jacqueline Carr, Nicole C., Karen Peck and New River, Natalie Grant and Bernie Herms, and of course, Zach Williams. Because He Lives, an Easter celebration, brought to you by TBN and a lot of great sponsors. It's a beautiful night to celebrate the resurrection of Christ. I'm going to rerun a story from yesterday that's very important. If you have children, if you know of children, this year with the pandemic has been very, very challenging in the subject of hunger for adults as well. And maybe they're part of the subsidized or the free lunch programs at school. I hope that you know that there are home options for those children as well. TN.gov, Tennessee.gov, TN.gov has a lot of resources in all sorts of different areas. But when it comes to your children, they have ways that you can get your children involved in food subsidy programs. Each child is eligible for a PEBT card. It's like use it at any grocery store to make sure that those children eat. It is very important, and it is an option that you might not know about. Children in Middle Tennessee, the pandemic didn't mean just not going to class and virtually learning. It also meant a lesser access to food. Anyone who's ever worked in a cafeteria knows that many times that dishing up of that food at breakfast or midday might be the only food some of those children get. And during the pandemic, when children didn't go to school, Tennessee stepped in with the Department of Children's Services and all the feeding programs to make sure they had EBT cards that allowed those children to get what they needed during that time of pandemic. The third round of the PEBT cards have been sent out. During the fall semester in Tennessee, 740,000 children qualified for free or reduced lunches prior to the pandemic, and they got $122 each month in an EBT card. This spring, more than 300,000 of those students received those EBT cards. There's a third round of cards coming out, and if you'd like to have more information, check with tn.gov to get more information about the EBT cards. If you have children at home during the summer, there is also the Summer Food Service Program, SFSP, and that provides meals to children during the summer months as well. If you'd like more information, go here. fns.usda.gov/summerfoodrocks is the website. You can text summer meals to 97779 or just call toll free 1-866-348-6479. Summer meals, the pandemic EBT program. Those are things available to you in most states, but especially right here in Tennessee, close to home. Coming up tomorrow, we're going to be talking about the TWRA's work to conserve the turkey population here and keep it nice and healthy in Tennessee. The Wild Turkey Federation and when I worked at Opryland, I called it Turkey Christmas because everybody that hunts turkeys comes to the Opryland Hotel and they celebrate turkey hunting. But there is a spring hunt coming up, a youth spring hunt that's actually going to precede the opening of the season. And if you're a sportsman, you're going to want to watch tomorrow. I think it's this weekend when the youth hunt starts for turkeys. So find out more information. TWRA has all the information that you would need to make sure that you are licensed up and ready to go hunt a thunder chicken. Well, now we're going to head to my friend in Florida, Noah Garner. I am so glad that you're here.
Hello, how are you? Good morning.
You know, you're a Florida guy, and Florida's not just beaches. I just wonder, are you a hunter as well?
I am, yes, ma'am. I have been for a long time. I think I started getting into it when I was about 13, 14, and I just haven't looked back since. I'm actually wearing my old hooked and tagged hat right there.
I know. I had a feeling. I saw you I was watching you in the waiting room, and when I started talking about turkey hunting and stuff, I saw that smile go to. I thought, oh, he's a hunter. Well, good, responsible hunters keep our wildlife population in check and in healthy growth. So that's a good thing. It's important to know what what's your favorite thing? Are you a hunter or fisher? What's your favorite thing?
It's hard to pick between hunting and fishing. If I had to pick, I'm probably a better fisherman than I am a hunter. I just spend more time on the water. So probably fishing.
What's your favorite thing to fish for?
Oh man, catfish. You got catfish are just fun, man. Like they fight. They're fun to go after.
Mm-hmm. And they can be big. Those channel cat, I swear to you, they are like monsters. They are river monsters.
You can hook up under them and lift them up. We've caught a few that have been as long as my torso. And yeah, I know a guy that has caught 40, 50 pound catfish before. Mm-hmm. It's absolutely wild. It's a different ball game.
It really is. If you guys don't know about river monsters, you should go and take a look at that show.
Oh, absolutely.
It's just awesome. Music. Tomorrow's a special day. You got new music coming out.
Yeah, tomorrow's huge. I'm so excited. We've been in town, for 6 years, and this is only our second project that we're putting out. It's our first major release. We signed a distribution deal last year, and so this is kind of our first foray into the whole really putting something out. The first project we put out, I was only 19. So it's 19, you're brand new, just want to get something out. Tomorrow starts the process to hopefully being able to put out more music more consistently, kind of breaking into newer audiences, showing people what we got. We kind of took 2020 to narrow down a sound and discover kind of how, what's the Noah Garner sound? What's that look like? And so I'm really excited for everybody to get a chance to listen to it.
Well, can we play it now?
Oh, absolutely.
Can we do it?
Yes.
Oh, well, good. I didn't know if I had to wait or not. Well, if you feel the spring break fever, everybody is taking spring break, and we're just going to play a little bit right now.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
There's a song that comes on every now and then by Matchbox 20, and about a minute in, I find myself thinking about a little bar out by the beach. Her red bands, the blue eyes, and her sunburned shoes. Sometimes I go back to that place, trying to find an old spot where the water meets the waves, and she's gone, but she could come back someday. So until then, I hold on, in case, to a memory in a spring break town. Her and me burning them bags on down. We went our separate ways, but I'm still holding out for that girl in that spring break town. We all got someone we just can't shake.
Okay, I gotta know. Are you in a spring break town?
Man, I actually live in Nashville now. I have for a long time, but I'm originally from Panama City, and I lived there for 9 years before I moved up here. And I was talking to my mom one day, and I go, man, it's just a spring break town, and I can't wait to get back. And then when I said that, I was like, man, that's exactly what it is. It's
Mm-hmm.
everybody I've ever known. When I tell them I'm from Panama City, they go, "Oh man, I went there for spring break and such year, and I did this, and oh, I know that." And so you hear enough of those stories, and you're like, man, everybody really likes. Everybody has a story from there. Everybody has something or something close, and then I just kind of took my own story and wrote a little bit more, to it, made it a little personal, and then Spring Break Town kind of came to be.
Well, I have to ask, did you have any of those spring break romances, since you were the guy in town, and those young ladies who show up from another town? Did you ever fall in love for an instant?
Yeah, man. There's a girl that we're friends today, and
Really?
yeah, oh yeah, she's getting married and having a kid and all that stuff, and doing life. But yeah, man, we had one of those stories. She came in to Panama, and man, I was done. I was head over boots, and then she inevitably leaves. That's kind of the thing, right? And then if somehow over the years we just found each other on Facebook, reconnected, stuff like that. But I didn't have too many of them. But I had that one always sticks out to me. That one's always.
There's always the one, isn't there?
Always the one. There's always you can run around and do what you do, but there's always the one, man. There's always the one.
Yeah, in the rural areas where I'm from, it was always during hay season. There was always the guy who came to help your grandpa with the hay. Yeah.
Oh man,
I ain't gonna say his name. That's the one. So that's the next one. That's the next song.
Right, exactly. Oh yeah, absolutely. I think we should get together and write that.
See, there you go. Exactly. I'll tell you. It's and not quite strawberry wine. It does it not quite that, but close.
But close.
But close. Right. This is awesome. Well, tell everybody how they can find your music and where they can find out more about you.
Yes, ma'am. You can look me up on anywhere on Spotify, Apple Music, Google Play, Pandora, iHeartMusic under Noah Garner. If you want to look me up online, you can look up NoahGarnerMusic.com. If you want to look me up on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, it's Facebook. It's Noah Garner Music at Facebook, Instagram, all that stuff.
Noah Garner Music. So everybody who's watching, you guys share this and you all follow Noah. And if you're in Nashville, where can they see you perform?
So right now we're performing at Nudies on Broadway, and Johnny.
Oh, that's a great gig.
Oh, I love it. Yeah, I'm really lucky to have the gigs that I have in town. It's wonderful right here. So yeah, you can look us up at Nudies. You can look us up at our sister bar, Johnny Cash Kitchen and Saloon. We just opened that up this past year, and it's down there on 2nd Avenue or 3rd Avenue. I'm sorry, 3rd Avenue. So yeah, if y'all are in town right now, we're working the weekends there, doing the dang thing, and we're also going out on a few little shows in Panama City. So if you're in Florida hanging out, look on our website. We post all of those. I know our next shows are the 2nd and 3rd of April. So if you're down there, you can also check us there.
I cannot wait till you play Spring Break Town.
In Spring Break Town.
Yes.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
That's going to be so cool. Well, I just have loved meeting you. I want to talk to you again really, really soon. Okay?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
We tell everybody bye with the same one. Be safe and be kind.
Oh.
And remember, you're loved.
Oh, man. Thank you so much.
You take care.
Loved, all that good stuff. Appreciate it. Take care.